Good afternoon on the climb. Wearing, walking, and talking purple. This video is not the one I intended to do today, and I have to actually move another one that was going to be close to this time slot. But I saw a post by True Mystique, which came from Samantha Cooker. Shout out to both. About, in light of the reaction to the trial between that involves whether or not a particular person shot a particular celebrity. Black women can do something to stand in solidarity for black women who are victims of domestic abuse and SA on top of that, because that's two different things, but they overlap. I want to make something clear. I like purple. I have a lot of it. Y'all see me in this hoodie quite often, but I was going to wear my burgundy hoodie and then changed over to this purple hoodie for a reason. One, it doesn't cost me anything to stand in solidarity. I have a lot of purple. But it was necessary for me to do a little bit more because added light, added ability, added responsibility. That's the way it is. Peep game, y'all. We have to understand something. There are two things going on that one is expected and one was completely unexpected by most people. There are men in seeking their respect in America and seeming to be desperate and using everything and every one of their paths as a tool to get to a certain amount of respect, have chosen a terrible archetype. And we're going to call that the old dirty Tom archetype. Because one of our country's founders abused Sally Hemings for 36 years. And since that man, now the wind would be picking up, but since that man wrote about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, a whole bunch of American men have this idea that when they have full life and liberty, the pursuit of their happiness is just taking advantage and misusing black women. Add an inch to his height and you get Donald Trump. Give him make him look like one of Sally Hemings' children and give him some athletic accomplishments, you get Herschel Walker. Do you understand why there are so many American men, most of whom will never see any of those men's level of success, who support that? They're living vicariously. And if they ever get to the top of the hill they think they want to get to, abusing women like me becomes part of the package. So they think. But what nobody expected to see, because people have this idea that black women only come in two varieties. The type who's a bad woman because she's been abused long enough and she's going to turn and be just as bad as the men. Or the suffer the wrong. Now, I got those two archetypes from Mr. Tony Gaskins, who's looking down his comments and not understanding that there has always been a third archetype of black women who have been saying, from Josephine Baker to Tina Turner, I'm not going to do either one. I'm out. I'm not going to deal with y'all. Stephanie Perry represents another version of this archetype. Even if I have to leave the country, I'm not going to deal with men who think it is their birthright to abuse women like me. What nobody saw coming, even from the dawn of the 20th century, is that this would become that third archetype, would eventually find her place in the sun, and that black women under 45, now that's just barely me, but black women under 45, rather than being afraid because winter is coming, it's like, let it come. I'm going to move on to where winter never comes and you can't come either. Nobody saw that coming. So see, a lot of men who think it is their birthright to misuse black women understand that they're going to be stuck in kind of a hole. Some of them can get their passport, some of them can't. And the world is big, and I don't have any problem with anybody because I don't have a problem with it in black women, so I certainly not going to have a problem with it in black men. But for the majority of people who are not going anywhere, this means that increasingly your pool is going to become less of the suffer the wrong women, but more of the savage women. It's going to be less easy to find a black woman who took what her foremothers had to take, from Thomas Jefferson to men who couldn't get what they wanted in the world and took it out on them and their children. There's going to be a lot less of that. And this is scary. It's also scary for black women because basically we have to head out to the final frontier. We didn't know about this third archetype either. Nobody told us that this was possible. So we're having to blaze trails. And sometimes blazing that trail is we all gonna wear purple on a particular day. We are going to say the color purple matters. Kevin Samuels, the late Kevin Samuels, talked about the color purpling of the black community. Well, we have decided to take that in a different direction today. Now, I already know, shout out to Erica De Niro TV, that men are coming up on her comments talking about what happened to Megan Thee Stallion needs to happen to her. So we already know that there's a population of men who are reacting very badly to this idea that black women are saying enough is enough. We're going to stand with women who are abused and not cover for black men who are doing the abusing. Because you see, to want to become like Thomas Jefferson, the things that Thomas Jefferson got away with, oh, Dirty Tom, would be considered crimes against humanity. Several Nazis and a whole bunch of Russians are signing up to be tried at The Hague for crimes against humanity because women are human. So if Thomas Jefferson lived today, and if the founders lived today, and there was another country powerful enough to do it, they'd be up at The Hague. So to want to take that idea of American manhood is to want to become someone who can get away with crimes against humanity, because black women are human. We have spent all this time since 1865, really since 1619, trying to get established the humanity of African people in a world in which Europe has been denying it for its own profit. But we can't make any progress if one half of the African race and America keeps on wanting to act like, no, our way to manhood is to prove that we can be over on the top of y'all. We will never make it. And increasingly, black women are like, you know what? That's fine. The world is large. There are 8 billion people in it, meaning 4 million men. I'll find someone with the same values inside or outside the country, because this ain't it. And if you on that page, bye-bye. Wearing, walking, talking purple. It's too easy for a woman like me who likes purple and has a lot of purple just to put it on. So I had to go do a little more today. I stand with True Mystique, Samantha Cooker, and Erica De Niro TV. And every woman everywhere who is like, no more. We're not going to cover for men who want to do crimes against humanity. We're just not going to do that anymore. And whatever that means for men that want to do that, it's their problem. Because black women, we're going to step into our humanity. And I am a post-wall, 41-year-old, obese black woman who is saying this to you. And you're just going to like it or lump it. I got to finish my walk now. Y'all have a good day now. Goodbye.